I was just speaking to Kelly there before we get started in the Rangers stuff. I was just speaking to Kelly there. Were you a bit surprised that she was left out of Pedro's Scotland squad?
Yeah, I was surprised, but I think it's gonna be a positive thing in a different way for her because it's a player that has so many minutes. We got a Champions League game with 120 minutes, which she played all of them. Then we came back and she played 90 minutes away to Aberdeen, and then so it's been exhausting for her. So I think the rest could be a beneficial thing, and hopefully she show how good she is, and she will be in future training camps. But yeah, I was surprised.
And just in terms of the game on Sunday, just how big a test is this, and is it arguably your biggest game of the season so far?
I mean, it's always the biggest game of the season. If you ask me on a Friday, whoever we play on a Sunday, for me, is definitely the biggest game of the season because it's the next one and it's the only one that matters. So right now, yes, it's a huge game for us, like every game is. If you ask me if that game is going to be key for what happened later at the end of the season, I would say definitely no. If so, from the Glasgow derbies, the first one is always the all very important, but the first one is always the less important, I guess, because later you have another potentially another 3 fixtures against them. So yeah, but for us is more than the opposition we face. For us, what we are obsessed about is about keeping this incredible level of performance. I think the team is playing at a very, very high standard. I could not predict that if you ask me in June, just because of the amount of new players, but the way they settle, how quick they settle, and the football they are playing at the moment is, for me, is quite incredible. The numbers are there for everyone to see, and that's my obsession, and our obsession as a team is put a performance like that, especially in front of our fans, which is this year. So the team has a step up and the fans has a step up. So it's been a fantastic year so far, and nothing will make us happier than give them another 3 points on Sunday.
Have you ever gone into a game against Rangers in a better place?
To be fair, I personally got this never give up mentality. I used to love be the underdog. I don't think over the years, now we can say that we are the underdogs. I think it's pretty even every game. And I always think we were into the Champions League playing against Levante 2 years ago, our very first game. And I honestly thought that we would win. And we prepared to win. Attacking wise, pressing, at the end the best team won on the day, but we were pretty close. This year to Champions League, Brondby has been in semi-finals of the Champions League. It's a historic team in the women game. It's a top side, and I was very confident that we will win, and the players were the same. So I think we've never been in a better place in terms of position on the table. Like, I don't think many times we played and we are ahead. But for me, the most important thing is I don't think we ever faced with the team playing that level of football. I think the most important thing for me right now in the team is every single player of the squad is playing at their peak, or at least 90% of the teams play at their peak, the best version of themselves. That's the most important thing for me as a coach. Everyone is flying, and it's very difficult to get into the team because the teammate fighting for the same position is flying as well, and that gives me a lot of confidence. But of course, we know we are going to face our opponents that are doing so well this year as well. They are as well unbeaten. They scored the same amount of goals than us, which is pretty incredible in 10 games, 52 goals, I believe. Incredible. So we know it's going to be a super tough test, but yeah, I think we are confident, and we think if we play at our level, we could get the 3 points.
What would a win do for you?
That would be the most important thing. Is we would maintain this 100% record, which is, for me, is number one goal. Try to keep this 100% record. Why we cannot win every single game of football we play, I know it's almost impossible, but this is what we aim for. This is what we work for every single training session, and the players got this in their mind. So for us, a draw would feel like a defeat. We only won the 3 points. We might lose because we play against a very, very good opponent, but our aim is try to go and try to get the 3 points. So what we could do is just keep growing our faith in the work we are doing, keep growing the confidence of the team in that football is very difficult to play against, and then obviously in terms of the league at the end or whatever, then we will see later on. But at the moment, the important thing is the day by day, and the players are taking care of business every single day at training and so far in every game.
You fancy yourselves as Invincibles this season then?
I would love that. We are working towards it. Of course, we never won the league, so that would be pretty incredible. But why not? Why not try? If you aim for that and then you fail, maybe you can still maybe win the league, maybe qualify for Champions League, maybe. But we should aim to try to win every single football game. We should work every day to try to win every single football game. I know in football it's almost impossible that, especially in a very competitive league like our league, but we will try that, yes.
I spoke to Kelly about how important this game is in determining the position the league title ends up in. Now, it feels very early in the season to be talking about that, but given how tight last season got, just how important is this weekend's game in the context of the title?
I think in the context of the title is the less important Glasgow derby of the season, just because it's the first one. But in the context of how the team is now, for us is a very, very important fixture that we are desperate to win. If you remember last year, we lost the first game against Glasgow City, then we draw 0-0 against Rangers. That's the two first fixtures, and then we were seconds away from winning the league. So it's early days, and you got plenty of time to make up for whatever team lose. But for us, as I say, to be able to, if we manage to win Sunday and we are able to maintain this 100% record, that means we already play every team. I remember at the beginning of the season, the team played outstanding football. I remember the game against Montrose. It was, in my opinion, almost a 9.5 out of 10 for every player. And it's because Celtic hasn't played anyone yet. Well, now we play everyone but Rangers. So if we manage to beat Rangers, then we have played everyone and we have shown an incredible level every single game, and not relying on any specific player. It's a team performance. As I say, every player is playing at their best, and whatever players we pick, the performers are incredible. Even for some young players, last game, Paulo Partido, Imane Adi a few weeks ago, man of the match as well. Like it's been fantastic players that are maybe not playing every week. When they got the opportunity, they show me that they should be playing as well. So when you got this level of competition, then the sky is the limit. So yeah, very important game. Very confident, but whatever happens, I don't think it will have a massive impact coming the end of the season.
You've talked about that squad that you're able to draw from. How important has the mix been of experienced players like Kelly Clark and Chloe Craig, as well as the new additions and the girls coming through the academy?
Yeah, it's been massive. If you think about the caliber of players that we've lost on the summer, players that has done so well, some over the years, and some they just made a massive impact straight away. And losing these players and being able to replace them and being able to play better, in my opinion, we are playing better football than we played last year, and that was very difficult. To be able to do that, and to be able to do that with many 17, 18-year-old, that's a massive credit, as you say, to obviously to the environment that we create here all together, but massive credit to these senior players. Like you mentioned, the Kelly, Craig's, Caitlin's, players that has been here for a long time now, that are senior players, alongside other players that only second year, like Amy Galloway, but they step up because they feel connected to the club, and this really helped the new players to feel what it means to play for a massive football club like Celtic, and what it means to play for the best fans in the league by a million miles that follow you away or at home. Is incredible, really. We feel so proud of them, and I think this chemistry, fans, club, team, is been very, very helpful as a result of that. Every time we got big crowds, the performers normally are outstanding. So I am very, very happy so far with the whole squad, with what players are contributing when they get to play, but also at training. Young girls are pushing so hard at training. They are becoming more aggressive. I really like to see a training session. It's so competitive, I think that's good, because what they put in, even if they don't play now or straight away, this is what they put in now in training every day. That's something that is going to affect their future, even if they don't have a straight reward this year in terms of playing every single game. And they know that, and that's why they work very, very hard. So, yeah, very, very happy with the squad.
And it is great to see some of the young girls come through the academy and train well, and they get their opportunity on the pitch. Heidi Birchall, Claire Goldie. How exciting is it to see that talent coming through and what that could hold for their future?
Yeah, it is very, very, very exciting and very important. Obviously, I think that happened as well in the men game as well. Like, Scotland is a country that cannot compete financially with countries like England, in terms of finance. So you are always, or most of the times, gonna lose top players to big clubs, very powerful financially. So you need to be able to create this talent, to bring this talent through the academy with the same set of values, with the same set of tactical principles, skill sets. And so it's very, very important that we invest in the academy. I think we've done a very good job, especially the last couple of years. Now we got first team members of staff involved directly in the academy coaching. So we can really feed back everything what we do at first team level. And then obviously, as I'm sure you are aware, the club has invested in Barrowfield, which is going to be an incredible training ground, which is going to help us to produce these future Kelly Clarks, Kaylin Hayes, etc. So yeah, it's very important. And despite how young they already got a lot of experience representing Scotland at international level. And when they come, they are not intimidated. You can see how brave they are on the pitch, how aggressive they are, and this is fantastic. They know they will make mistakes. That's what young players do, but we allow them to make mistakes, and I think that's the best way of learning, making mistakes and trying to learn from them.
You touched on it there, but how important is Barrowfield going to be for the growth of the women's game at Celtic, but wider impact on the league as well, if we're pushing the quality and improving the quality at our own club?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna come with everything. Things that at the moment we don't have, because obviously it's a old training ground. We do our very best, and I think we cannot complain at all. But it's gonna come, with so many new technology, with a brand new gym, which is gonna be very important right by the pitch. So we could do things like do pre-activation in the gym and straight away just walk into the pitch. All these little things that I think in the long term will have a big impact. Plus, for a young player, when you see a brand new training ground that looks amazing, that the pitches are amazing, that you got access to grass, access to artificial grass, I think you want to be part of that. So, 15 years ago, we used to lose some of our best academy players to other clubs. But now, I think that's something that is going to attract some of the best talent in the country to play for Celtic. So yeah, I think on and off the pitch, I think it's going to be very, very important, and I can't wait for that to be finished. We have to wait a little bit, but I can't wait for that to be finished.
And finally, just ahead of the weekend's game, you have mentioned how tight it is between the two teams. Obviously, Celtic are the team with the 100% record, but in terms of goals scored, it's the same. In terms of goals conceded, it's the same. How important is it going to be that this is a home tie and that hopefully the fans can give you the edge on Sunday?
I think they will. So this year we experienced incredible support from fans, especially away. We felt Aberdeen, Montrose, there are long trips, very long trips, and we felt like playing at home. The support was, all you could hear is fans singing our players' songs and Celtic songs. It was incredible. But in the big games, with the bigger crowds, like last year at Celtic Park or at Airdrie, we always have a great reaction. This year, we have a tough game after Champions League, where after 20 minutes we were 2-0 down, and it was fantastic. So no a single criticism to the girls, because they were trying. Obviously we make a couple of mistakes, and then they lift us, and we end up winning. That game last year we probably would have drawn, and 2 years ago it happened against Forfar. From 2-0 down, we managed to draw, and we dropped 2 points. This time we managed to win, and I think we have outstanding second half against them, and we could even score more. That credit to the fans that never doubt and lift the girls when we more need it. So yeah, probably Sunday is going to be something like that, where we are going to need them, because the quality of the opponent, as you say, both teams, 52 goals scored, 6 conceded, is really incredible in 10 games. But we got this little advantage of, at the moment, we haven't dropped any points, and our intention is not dropping points, and for that we will need our fans, which I believe they are going to come in numbers. The numbers look very good so far, and still we got a couple of days. So I encourage everyone to come there, and together let's try to win the Glasgow Derby.